What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should like and sub, and let's get into this. Epic Games, Unreal Engine Coding Standards Mandate. The DEI will come for everything, and now it has come for coding. So learn to code, bigot. Let's get into this. Epic Games Unreal Engine Coding Standard Document mandates inclusive word choice for coders, meaning, yes, now even in coding, they're paying attention to your word source. The coding standard document makes it clear. Everything in the document is mandatory, even though they had choice in there. Begins at Epic Games. We have a few simple coding standards and conventions. This document reflects the state of Epic Games' current coding standards. Following the coding standards is mandatory. Uh, the document then includes a section titled Inclusive Word Choice, and they're mandatory. So this section states, when you work in the Unreal Engine code base, we encourage you to strive to use respectful, inclusive, and professional language. Proficial, if you will. It specifically notes word choice applies when you name classes, functions, data structures, types, variables, files, and folders and plugins. It applies when you write snippets of user-facing text for the UI, error messages, and notification. It also applies when writing about code, such as in comments and change list descriptions. The document continues. The section has a number of subsections, beginning with racial, ethnic, and religious inclusiveness. All things that should be very important when you're coding video games. This subsection details do not use metaphors or similes that reinforce stereotypes. Examples include contrasting black and white, or blacklist, or whitelist. So if you don't use their DEI approved and mandated list, you might get on a blacklist. Email chain. That's how they call them now. It adds, do not use words that refer to historical trauma or lived experience of discrimination. Examples include slave, master, and nuke, all terms that would be used in coding specifically related to lines of code. The next section, gender inclusiveness, which again, I know we are all very excited about. Gender inclusiveness states, refer to hypothetical people as they, them, and their, even in the singular. Refer to anything that is not a person as it and its. It's offensive. For example, a module, plugin, function, client, server, or any other software or hardware component. It continues. Do not assign a gender to anything that doesn't have one. Do not use collective nouns like guys that assume gender. Avoid colloquial phrases that contain arbitrary genders like a poor man's X, like David Cornsweat is a poor man's Henry Cavill. Assume something is what they mean like that. The next two subsections are titled Slang and Overloaded Words. Under slang, Epic Games states, remember that your words are being read by a global audience that may not share the same idioms and attitudes and who might not understand the same cultural references. Oh, that's where a localizer will come in there and, oh, you have a localization problem? Be ashamed if someone transed it up. It avoids slang and colloquialisms. Even if you think they are funny or harmless, they may be hard to understand for people whose first language is not English and might not translate well. The section concludes, do not use profanity. Under overloaded words, Epic Games states, many terms that we use for technical meanings also have other meanings outside of technology. For example, abort, execute, or native. When you use words like this, always be precise and examine the context in which they appear. Yeah. So it just goes to show you, and this really is, when we show that clip of Larry Fink from BlackRock and someone asks him how you make DEI take hold everywhere in the country, they asked him in regards to how do you change root in a company. And when he said the company, well, you have to put the change everywhere. You have to echo the change you want everywhere so that no matter where they look, books, TV, now he was talking about the context of a company, but in this case, the company is the country, and DEI is the change they want to affect, which means books, TV shows, everywhere you look, even the fucking coding in games must have DEI standards applied to it and enforced rigorously. And that's the name of the game. And then, of course, he ends it here by, for some reason, continuously to have a diatribe from the the church and bishops about why trans are evil and all that. Look, I don't care if you're trans or not. I care if you fuck up and make horrible games by hampering down creatives with these shitty ideological mandates. It is impossible to create art with these mandates. It really is. You can be trans all day long. I don't even care if you make trans characters in your game, but they better be the best, most fucking interesting characters ever. And that's the point, is they never put anything beyond the base level sexuality and ideology. They never actually make fully created, realized characters, which is why we are politely and calmly asking you to fuck off and rehire all the uncorrupted people that just want to make good games that sell and entertain you. And until then, bye-bye. Let me know what you think of this. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And hi, Alyssa.
Well, bye.